Yes, guys, it's Suki from BTS TV, Beyond the Stage, fueled by Explosive Ape and GSN. Today, we've got 2012 UK BFF, British overall champion. I look back on my lineup. He took out Daz Ball on that day. He took out Ricardo. That's where he got his Ivy Pro card. It is, of course, Anth Bailes. Anth, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir. Long time no see, Suki. Yeah, when you say 2012, it's crazy that was like 13 years ago now, really. It's crazy.
Mate, I was going through the lineups. I was going through the lineups to see, okay, wait there. I can guarantee if I look through UK BFF data, if I go through enough emails, I'm going to see some wild overall lineup in 2012. And I know it was 2012, 2013, 2014. So no surprise, Daz Ball, he got his pro card eventually. Ricardo, he got his pro card eventually. And these lineups go for one pro card the entire year. It's mad to think how things have changed from then, from that era where you competed to where we are now. Because I did an interview with the boys yesterday, and I told them in 2024, have a guess, mate. Have a guess. How many IFBB Pro cards UK competitors won in 2024?
Honestly, I wouldn't even like to hazard a guess. I'm guessing I wouldn't like to say it's in the thousands, but it's got to be in the hundreds easy.
What? Well, UK competitors in 2024, how many they won in that single year?
Honestly, I have no idea. Like I do keep it on the bodybuilding scene, but obviously it's kind of like it's not just the one card like it used to be back in the day. You have like bikini, all the other classes, classic, all that kind of thing. Come on, hit me with it, Suki. How many?
Right, mate. 42 IFB Pro cards. So that was a record for UK competitors. 42 IFB Pro cards. Of course, it wasn't just one on UK soil. It was one internationally. There are some natural competitors, and then, of course, for non-natural. And no doubt, look, 2025 is going to be even more because, of course, with the Fit Model division also launching, there's no doubt it's going to be even more pro cards. But look, before I go into this, before I kind of touch on to some of the current topics, which I'm really keen to get your opinion on, I want to start here. I want to start on last year. We saw the Ultraflex Open, which when I saw it, I loved it. I was like, oh, yes, I love independent shows. And I was seeing with the sponsors you guys got involved. There was prize money. I saw the trophies, the pictures, the guest poses you had. Your 3 RP pros, including James Hollistead, on the stage. So just really keen to find out, mate, how did this all come about for you putting on the Ultraflex Open?
Yeah, just to go back to the pro card thing, I thought you meant NPC, so because I saw a post yesterday about how many NPC cards were given out. But yeah, the Ultraflex Open. So let me think. Before I start here, guys, I'm terrible with like dates and times and stuff, so I do apologize if I get any timelines wrong. But I turned pro in 2012. And I was approached by UKBFF to host an area qualifier because we didn't have a northeast, north, because we have northeast, north, we're north. We didn't have a qualifier back then. So yeah, I did UKBFF for a couple of years, I believe. Might have been 3. And this is going to sound really bad. I'll tell you the kind of backstory on it. So we had UKBFF North, UK Championships, associated with UKBFF. This was when the physique guys were kind of just coming along. It was kind of a new class type of thing. So there was like, it's huge now, isn't it? But it was kind of back in the day, like, oh, who's these guys in the board shorts, all that kind of stuff, which, we won't go into that. So what used to happen at the annual meeting, we all of the contest promoters used to want to have an overall. And, Bill and Wonder, which I'd say Bill and Wonder always fine with me. I know they get a lot of heat with whatever, individuals or whatever, but they were always cool with me in the past. But we were never allowed an overall, which is very bizarre because, the promoter pays for the trophies, etc. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't cost the UKBFF anyway, or back then it didn't cost them any extra funds or anything. So it was always like, no, we don't want an overall, which, I think if for a bodybuilding show, you want to be the overall winner, don't you? You want to, who's the best on the day type of thing. So this year it happened, and one of the judges came up to me and said, hi, Anth, today, would you like to have an overall? This was on the day of the contest. I was like, yeah, sure, of course. I've always wanted an overall, but unfortunately, I don't have a trophy for the overall winner today because, it wasn't planned type of thing. So anyways, I said, yeah, let's have an overall. Whoever wins the overall, I'll arrange the trophy at a later date for them. So And again, this is going to sound really bad because back then I didn't understand the whole concept of how a physique guy could be judged as against a bodybuilder and overall. I have been kind of explained since then, kind of how it all kind of works. But so the physique guy won the overall, which I was very confused about. I didn't understand how a physique guy who had his legs covered could win an overall over a bodybuilder type thing. So I was kind of a little bit frustrated with that. So I said, hey, I'm not going to do this again. I'm just going to go independent. And we started doing the Max Muscle Open, which was my gym at the time, Max Muscle Gym.
Yeah. I see it.
We did that for a couple of years. Great contest, to be fair. We had like Jose Raymond guest posing, Kizzy Vanes. It was going great, to be fair. We had a great turnout, great contest. But unfortunately, I had a kind of an issue with the guys at Maxi Muscle at the time. My gym had been trademarked for many, many years, like 10, 15 years. But when I released my supplement line, Max Muscle Nutrition, they kind of kicked up a fuss over the whole trademark issue. So that kind of took a couple of years to kind of sort out. I wasn't allowed to use, anything with Max Muscle on there. We had to take it out off the website, all that kind of stuff. And then we kind of got that sorted out. Then kind of COVID came around. Then I, opened the gym and all that kind of stuff, been busy. So yeah, that's how Ultraflex Open came around because, COVID kind of put a stop on it for a few years. The contests were cancelled and stuff. And the first one, was last year. Well, last year. It seems like you speak like ages ago, but yeah, last year in August was our very first Ultraflex Open. It was a little bit kind of last minute decision. I still thought it was a great deal. We didn't have a huge amount of competitors, but like you say, we had some great names involved. We had James Hollinshead guest posing. We had Reese McDonald. We had Jordan up there. We got some great sponsors on board. I thought the standard was really high, to be fair. Yeah, we had Gas supporting the event as well, giving out free goodie bags, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, this year we will be a little bit more organised. We have the date set for August the 30th, which is a Saturday. I much prefer a contest on a Saturday. It's the last Saturday of the month. Obviously regular people got to go back to work and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing worse than competing in a bodybuilding contest on a Sunday, having to drive home and having to go to work like the Monday morning. So yeah, August 30th this year, guys. For the Ultraflex Open.
Let me just go back to the show as well. So I haven't promoted shows anyway. I haven't started back 2017 doing my own shows. I know how difficult it can be in regards to bringing the revenue in because expenses are just constantly climbing. You got venue costs, you got judges, maybe any expenses for any guest posers. Of course, the trophies aren't cheap, and you got everything else, even like banners or anything else that you need to build the whole stage production, backstage, front end, back end. So on a commercial point of view, you don't need to provide any numbers, but how did you guys perform on that show? Because it must have done all right if you're thinking, you know what, we're going to do another show in 2025.
I'll be fully transparent now. We actually lost money on that show. And don't get me wrong, I don't do these things to make money as such. You can't be losing money. But again, it was kind of last minute. We didn't promote it. We didn't have a lot of time to promote it type of thing. It's an independent event, so there's no kind of qualification for, qualifying for another federation finals, etc. So yeah, I'm still confident that we will make it a success. Just because it was a kind of, like I say, a little bit rushed, a little bit short notice for some guys to die. And I think it kind of, people have seen like what the last one was like. I think the stand was really high. I think we'll do well this year. But again, I don't do these things to make money. I just do it to promote bodybuilding. We can't be losing money. It's not an option. But like you see, people think, there's lots of people in the audience, but you see, by the time you do the venue hire, the trophies, all the other stuff, you're not making a ton of money. And my goal was really to try and bring back, like, again, I'm always banging on about old school and stuff, but I don't want people to be paying like 200 quid to enter a contest. It's crazy. So I try to keep it as, it was £50 to enter. That basically covered your trophy cost and, some bits and pieces like badges, all that stuff. I am trying to keep the cost low for an entrance fee. So next year, I think we'll have a lot more audience there as well. And that
was your tanning and makeup artists, were they third party? Were they outsourced, or did you do that internally as well? Because that's a huge revenue generator.
Yeah, we had Nicola from A1 Tanning. I do apologize, I can't remember the makeup lady, but again, Nicola offered me some money. I said, hey, Nicola, I don't want your money. I'm pleased you're here. I'm just taking care of the competitors and stuff.
Okay.
So I wasn't asking for money from the tanning, etc.
So for me, why I thought still believe it going 2025, why the Ultraflex Open will be successful and you're going to get more competitors is it's an independent show that's not affiliated, which means you're going to lose all that issues that some competitors may have where, oh wait, there, I really focus on this one federation, but if I compete with this one as a warm-up or even afterwards, then who knows what the federation might think. But yours is an independent show and it's the Ultraflex name. So I'm keen to understand what you guys got lined up then for the 2025 show to hopefully drive more competitors to the Ultraflex Open. Because like one part of my mind is then thinking, well, you know what? You guys got all these other Ultraflex gyms across the UK. Are they going to be sending a squad, a team representing Ultraflex Derby, Ultraflex Leeds, Ultraflex Yorks? So there is like an overall winner for which gym had the most wins. What's the plans going for 2025?
Yeah, we do have some marketing strategy, which I have literally just started discussing like yesterday. We have some prize money. You win like a membership to the Ultraflex gyms, all that type of stuff. And again, you don't have the issue of like, I hate to say the whole like click thing, the whole idea of having an independent show, so you don't have any issues with another federation. But again, that also takes away, the qualification thing. But I just hope that people just want to compete in a bodybuilding contest, that there isn't all that, hey, I need to stick with this federation or that federation. You can earn yourself a little decent bit of prize money. I mean, it was £500 for the overall winner for the male and female, and you got a membership to 2 Ultraflex gyms. So you're talking like, £1,000 that you put in your back pocket for just staying in shape for an extra week or two. Don't get me wrong, it's not millions of dollars, but hey, as an amateur, I don't know how much you won as a amateur compete. I won nothing as an amateur, an odd bag of protein here and there. So yeah, just a chance for some guys to enter a good old school bodybuilding contest. We're trying to keep the classes not as kind of, we only had like short, medium, tall. We didn't have like 5 bikini classes or 7 like male physique heights on and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm sure you'll agree that the contest is just too long these days. It's as much as I love bodybuilding, it's just sometimes it's like, Jesus, is this contest ever going to end type of thing?
Well, mate, ain't going to get shorter now in the fit model class.
Yeah.
Ain't going to get short. But look, I think there's proof of the pudding when I don't know if you see the guys up in Scotland, the Granite Classic, which of course is affiliated with IBFA, but really it's not. It really is an independent show. And they've just showed how successful they can be by having 100+ competitors, getting that support from the Aberdeen community. And now really it's up there as probably the marquee show in Scotland along with PCA Scotland. And I do feel that this could easily be the way for Ultraflex Open, because the reality is there aren't any or many independent shows in the UK. I can't really think of many. I know back in the day, there were quite a few independent shows. There was one in North Wales, a few down south. I remember Rob Taylor did one of them. I can't remember what it's called, but that's no longer taking place. So it looks like very much the Ultraflex Open could be the only independent show that, if you don't want to, worry about membership fees and maybe any of the politics with different federations, you've got this one. And the best news is they're all in prize money as well, which I am seeing a lot more shows doing more of.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we have the Ultraflex gyms, the other Ultraflex gyms as well, which hopefully will pull some competitors from those sites. I mean, again, it was a little bit short notice. I wasn't going to have it like last year, but I thought, hey, let's just do it. Let's get it off the ground. Let's see how it goes. Let's get some feedback as well, because there's a few things we changed. The whole like plain black background, just to keep the photographs great for the competitors. We had some great feedback on that. They were saying, yeah, please keep it that way. It's better for us for our photographs and stuff. I know you got to have all your sponsors, etc., all that kind of thing. Another thing with the venue as well, a lot of contests, like you have the contests in the hall, and all the vendors kind of have to be outside in the outside space.
I hate that.
The vendor that we use, you see outside, you can't see any of the contest. So at Sunderland Live Arena, we have space for about 10 trade stands in the actual kind of hall itself, and some space outside if you don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of the contest type of thing. So that's another good plus point of the venue as well.
That venue, it's got quite a big space, hasn't it?
I couldn't tell you kind of the square foot, but yeah, it's got like a big floor on the lower floor. Then we've got some like seating areas up above and stuff. Free parking. So again, there's times when I've been at a contest in the city centre and you can't get park, and you're already stressed out because you're getting ready for your contest and stuff. So it's tons of parking, free parking there. There's loads of local hotels around.
One thing to have a look at, mate, as well. Maybe it's an idea for the show in August. But something that I did for the last couple of years is I incorporated a couple of additional events that were taking place, and I outsourced them to those organizations to organize them. I mean, I just take in the ticket money. So we had arm wrestling because it takes up no space. It takes time out of space. They got the competitors, and then of course you got people who are coming to support it, buying the tickets, and of course you are taking the ticket money for that. And we also had powerlifting. Once again, it's just a small space in the corner, and it just meant there was two of the events going on. You had more of a crowd, and of course you got all your trade stands. They're happy because they're taking more from it. And literally, if you can find a powerlifting club or arm wrestling club that wants to stage an event at the Ultraflex Open, yeah, that's going to give you a more high footfall as well, and it's just going to give an even greater buzz of a show than what's already happening already. But yeah, mate, definitely something that I did it the last couple of years, and it worked out really well.
That's actually a very good idea, because there is actually the main hall, then there is like a marquee on the side, which is quite size as well. So we could throw some arm wrestling in there with a few barbell curl competition or something in there. I mean, a few prizes and stuff. I'm sure some of the supplement company will get on board, all that kind of stuff. We need more time promoting on, hence why we're on here, getting it out there now. So
yeah, you know how it is. I mean, as a spectator, you may just come there just to watch your friends competing. You got to wait 6 hours until they step on stage, and the last thing you want to do is just sit down for that entire period. But if you can go and watch some arm wrestling, some powerlifting, or actually take part in some sort of bench competition or anything, at least that way it's just getting more people involved and hopefully get them early, stay there, and obviously it works better for traders. Anyway, no, I'm excited to see the Ultraflex Open. I know obviously, I think it was it Naya who on the bikini on the female side? Did she win? Yeah, she won.
She won the overall. Yeah, she's had a fantastic year, hasn't she? She's kind of cleaned up across the board, because she tags me in our posts and stuff. And our overall winner was Nick Elliott. So
yes,
another great competitor.
Yeah, of course, and was obviously unfortunately missed out on the pro card on a few occasions. Stuff he wasn't happy on the most recent one. We had put the video on that. But look, let's just talk about present day bodybuilding, because this is what I'm interested in. Let's throw this question, because I did this whole segment with some of the lads yesterday, and the segment was wins and fails of 2024. Like, what's been the successes in UK bodybuilding and what's been the biggest fail. And one thing that kept coming up, and that was obviously the fact that 42 pro cards were awarded IFBB pro cards to UK competitors last year. The 40 competitors won the IFBB pro card, on UK international soil. And the question keeps coming up: is it easier to win your pro card these days versus back then? And I know it's a difficult one, because of course there's more shows, more competitors now versus before. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts of where do you feel UK bodybuilding is now versus maybe in your time when you were competing back in 2010, 2011, 2012, even then go on to make your pro debut and competing in your pro shows?
Yeah, that is a tough question, because you get the whole thing. It's so easy to get a pro card now. It's not that easy. I know some very, very good. Again, Nick Elliott, for example, a friend of mine, Dan McNabb, he's been knocking on the door for a good few years. So close. It's not easy to get a pro card. There's just more opportunities, and it really just depends who turns up on the day. So yeah, you've got more opportunity, but I wouldn't say it's easy to get a pro card, because I know some very, very good bodybuilders who are still banging away on the door now, and they still haven't turned pro. Again, Nick, for example, I mean, that guy's got an awesome physique. He should be pro all day, but it's just whoever turns up on the day, or yourself, if you just come off that 5-10%, you ain't getting that pro card. And the good thing about it now is, for example, for somebody like Daz Ball or Zach Khan, like back in the day, if you didn't win the UK Paper Finals, you couldn't go somewhere next week or 3 weeks later or 2 months later. You had to wait like a full year to have a go at it again. So maybe that's why it was a little bit more prestigious then, if you like, because there was the one card, and you couldn't go over to like Sweden or Guatemala the next week to compete in a show where nobody was there to get your pro card. So yeah, I don't think that it's easy. I just think there's more chances and opportunities to turn pro now, and obviously you have all of the other classes as well, because you got to remember, it was only when I was competing back then, it was only the bodybuilder who got the pro card. And I can't even remember, did they give out a female card or not?
So
they did for a while, and I'm not sure if they took it away or not.
In 2012, 2012, I know they did the year you won your IFB Pro card. I think I don't know if it was. I think Michelle Brannon won it the year before on the bikini side, and then Melissa won it in 2012. And that was the bikini pro card. But I can't remember if, like, back then for the UK BFF, was it bodybuilding and classic all together, all the male classes, or did we separate?
Yeah, I don't even think classic was around then, to be honest. I do remember. So there was myself, Anth Bailes, the super heavy. Then we had Ricardo, which was the light heavy. I was the heavyweight. We had Alex. I'm going to butcher Alex's name here. Alex Barjakow. I'm really sorry, Alex. I've just butchered your name totally. That guy should have been pro 10 years ago as well. The 70 kilo guy. You'll know who I mean. Great genetics, crazy shape, crazy muscle bellies. And I do remember the other gentleman. They did actually have the novice guy in there. I don't know if it was a novice, the class that, or Gerard Baldwin.
Try and find the results because I had it. I was looking a moment ago. Here we go. Let me just give me 1 second. I'll share the page. Here we go. This it. Here we go. Let's let me.
There was definitely like 6 or 7 of us in the lineup for the overall. I remember that.
Let me remove this, and let me put this up, and this will definitely bring back memories. Where is it? Where's the page? Fuck's sake! Oh, here we are. Okay, can you see this? There we go. Okay, So yeah, man, like super heavyweight that year. Daz Ball came first. Dave Titterton in third. Laurie Carr in fourth. If we go down, here we go for yourself, mate. I think there's about 12 guys in your lineup.
Yeah, I was a light heavy. Sorry, I was a heavyweight. Sorry, I was just bottom end of the heavyweights.
That's it. And then, of course, we go down there. Ricardo Correa won it. We've got Sean Blackwood, Dean Liask, of course, he was there. Tony Bailey did make the cut. And they did.
Yeah, there's another bodybuilder who should have turned pro many years ago, Dean. He was kind of so close, wasn't he, Dean?
Dean Liziak, yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Middleweight, some good names there as well. I see Aaron Lambert around the bottom, James Watts as well. But yeah, they had, where is it? I'm sure they had classic there as well. Here we go. Yeah, classic bodybuilding. So classic bodybuilding as well. So
sorry, gents, I do apologize. Honestly, contest, I'm just kind of in the zone. I don't like but I just don't remember the classic guys. I didn't think classic was around then.
Oh, there's only two classes there when it came back to 2012. But so like I was bringing back to the point in that everyone always compares like the difference between back then and the present day bodybuilding. So look, Two Bros is obviously they got the affiliation with the IFBB, and look, there's no doubt people have their opinions on them, but there's no doubt in regards to what good things they've done for UK bodybuilding in regards to more shows taking place, pro qualifiers, and of course more UK competitors winning pro cards, which is only great for business as a competitor, but also inspires more competitors to take up bodybuilding and hopefully achieve what you achieve, and that's IB Pro status, which only can be a good thing if you're inspiring people to hopefully get healthier, challenge themselves, be competitive, and hopefully make a success in bodybuilding. I want to ask, like, have you? I've always wanted to ask as well yourself. When I look at the US scene, when I see a lot of the retired IFBB pros, they're still heavily involved with the NPC, whether they got their own show, like Phil Heath has Phil Heath Classic, Sean Ray has a Sean Ray Hawaiian Classic. All these pros have got their own shows. Has there ever been an occasion where you've been, or yourself or any of the IP pros, been able to work with Two Bros to actually, on your side, is actually giving back to the NPC IFBB and sharing your knowledge as a IFBB pro competitor?
Yeah, I know Cuba has a affiliation with Two Bros, doesn't he? He has his little contest, the MK Classic. I mean, a few years back, myself and Cuba did talk about the Ultraflex contest, and obviously he went the Two Bros kind of route, which I totally understand. You know, he's got a lot of clients who are going for a pro card. You won't be able to get a pro card through the UKBF. Sorry, we talking about UKBF, the Ultraflex Open. Hey, maybe we could start our own pro federation or pro card. I don't know. We could do like 4 or 5 area qualifiers eventually. But yeah, I know Cuba's involved. But anybody else? I can't think of anybody else in the UK. I know Jordan gets involved a lot. But obviously, he is in the IFBB Pro. Is he, Jordan? He just did the NABA Worlds and stuff.
NABA Worlds,
But yeah. Cuba's the only one who I know who is affiliated with Two Bros, and that is the only avenue for the UK guys to turn pro, isn't it, in the UK?
Yeah, definitely. So let's look into 2025. So already this year, in 2024 of Olympia, the UK had 7 competitors over there. Already in 2025 Olympia, we've got 8 competitors already qualified. So that's already a record for the number of UK competitors competing out of Olympia. So I'm keen to hear from you, mate, on who do you feel are the ones to watch on the UK scene, who you feel on the IFB Pro level, who are the ones where you feel, you know what, they're the ones that could be knocking on the door and join those 8 at the Olympia in 2025?
Maybe not 2025, but when I was down at Train by JP Time Shed a few weeks back, maybe a couple of months back now, actually. It was actually in December. I saw Connor in there. Actually, I do apologize to Connor because I chat to him online and stuff here and there. I didn't even know it was him in the gym. We were just kind of sitting having a shake, and I said to my friend Dan, I said, "Fuck, man,
which Connor's that?
Guy, like, Connor, the real deal."
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Let me grab him.
His surname's kind of gone. I just know him as Connor, the real deal, because we chat on Instagram here and there. We've actually got him on our podcast this weekend.
Yes, I saw he did a story because I think he mentioned that you mentioned him. I posted something earlier. He's just confirmed that he's going to take 2025 off and focus on 2026. In fact, his statement of what he said was this. He went, "Look, I'm not coming to the pros to make up numbers, nor am I delusional like a lot of these guys. I will never get to the Olympia." So he was very much saying, look, he's taking focus on 2025 out and then aim to try and make the Olympia in 2026. But yeah, sorry, carry on the back, Connor.
Yeah, Connor, I mean, he's got the structure, he's got the height, because let's face it, the Olympia is a big guy show, and obviously unless you're doing the 212. But yeah, I think he's got a lot of potential to break into possibly qualify for them. Obviously not next year or this. I keep saying that because it's so fresh. We're in the new year.
We're 3 years in.
Yeah, so if he's sitting out the season, I don't know, is that a smart move? Probably, because that guy can still put a ton of tissue on that frame. He's a big, wide guy, isn't he? So I haven't seen too many shots from him from the rear, which again, the Olympia stage is all about how you look when you turn around to the rear, isn't it? So
yeah,
but yeah, definitely got some crazy potential. He's a big guy. He's a lot bigger than what I thought he was actually. Probably that's why I didn't recognize who he was. I was like, fuck, like who's this guy? Yeah, he had like a tank top one.
I mean, it was definitely one of those where he missed out on the pro card on numerous occasions, getting so close. Obviously, most recently at the British finals, but went all the way to Japan to win the pro card, which rightly deserved the amount of times he'd knock on the door. Who else has really caught your eye? Think, you know what, they could do some damage, whether it's next year or 2026?
Honestly, the past 6 months or so, I haven't actually been following the whole bodybuilding scene that much. I'll be totally honest why, because I've been trying to kind of stop the old scrolling time a little bit. I've been focused on some other stuff. Obviously, I injured my arm, so I can't train properly, all that kind of stuff. I tore my triceps, so I found myself just scrolling and looking at this and that. I thought, hey, Anth, like, let's stop the scrolling. Let's put our energy into some other things, type of thing, whilst I'm out of action in the gym. But like I say, the only one I've seen who took the pro card was Connor. I mean, sorry, if you jog my memory with some names, I can give you my opinion.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's go. In fact, let me just bring out a few of the open guys.
Had 42 cards.
I know. I'll bring a few of the guys who won their pro card last year. One of them was Joey Farrell. Have you come across Joey in the past?
No, really.
He's a centre guy. He is from Wales.
We also have the young guy. Sorry, I'm horrific with names and stuff. He just did the Prague contest. Jack.
Oh, Jack Richardson. Let me grab him. Yeah, of course.
I think he, in a few years, obviously he's quite young. He's got a little bit of muscle maturity to happen, but I think he's got a really good frame structure for the next maybe 3-4 years. I tell you who I was really impressed with. I'm pretty sure he is a pro bodybuilder now. I'm sure he's an IFBB pro now. And I saw a picture of him maybe a couple of months ago on Facebook or something, because I rarely go on Facebook. Is it James Watts? Is James an IFBB pro?
James Watts. Oh God,
Yeah.
you know what, mate? That's a name to throw back.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking, because I used to see James competing like many years ago, and I clicked on a picture and I was like, Jesus Christ, that guy's put some tissue on from the last time I saw him.
I don't believe so. I've not seen him. I mean, obviously, I know this is ages ago. This is 2019 English Grand Prix, but when I've seen his name pop up on Facebook, it's mainly been to do with either BPA or UK BFF.
I see. Okay.
But yeah, I've not seen too much of him last year or even the year before. But that's definitely a name to throw back. A couple of other guys
I'm pretty much. I'm sure he used to compete as like a 70, 80 kilo guy. And I just remember the last picture I saw. I was like, Jesus, what's this guy been doing? He's put some serious tissue on.
We've got this lad here, Ben Featherstone. He won his IFBB Pro card in open bodybuilding. He did he won the overall at PCA, but of course won the overall at Two Bros Regional, and then went on to do the Olympia Eastern Europe show and got his pro card. I think that was his first pro qualifier as well, and he secured his pro card in that show. Don't know if you saw this, or maybe you were scrolling.
I didn't see this one, no.
So yeah,
great physique. Just like again, when you see him qualify for the Olympia, it's you got to win a pro show now, don't you? It's kind of not. Have they even like taken away the point system now?
I think so. Yeah, they have. Yeah, it's just now you got to win your class. Well, win your pro show.
Yeah, so, it is tough to qualify for the Olympia now, because it's a win only, isn't it?
That's it. Okay, fifth model division. I'm sure. I mean, that's probably you might have already chat on your podcast as well about that, because that is be the one that is really hit all content, all podcasts, YouTube channels. Everyone's covering it because, of course, the fifth model class will make its debut in 2 weeks in LA, and of course, one of the first European shows that's going to have a pro qualifier that's going to be awarded in the fifth model division is going to be the Two Bros Ben Weider, I think in like late March or early April. So you just mentioned about shows going for quite a while, and now we're potentially in a new transitional period for bodybuilding, where the terminology that Tyler Mannion used was very much making it more accessible to that mainstream audience. I think he even used the terminology the average gym goer could aspire to achieve this kind of physique. They're obviously throwing it back to the 2015 look for Ashley Colwasser. Keen to hear your thoughts about this move from the IFBB, now introducing another class, but really it's a class that's actually falling below bikini.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? I don't want to take away anything from anybody who's want to like kind of get on stage and stuff, but isn't this kind of like more like a beauty pageant type of class? Which is it? The WBFF kind of used to do these kind of classes and stuff.
So, not so much, because if we're looking back at the look they showed in 2015, so it looks like the bikini started with the NPC back in 2009. And then, of course, if I showed you a picture of what it would look like, I'll try and find it in a moment, what it was in 2009 to 2015, it's a mad difference from what they brought to Olympia. So they're trying to obviously now bring it back to a look which is more of a softer look. You're not seeing the cap shoulders, you're not seeing any striations, you're still seeing a fit, healthy look, not seeing too many lines coming through the body. But really, it's all about a softer bikini look. They changed the front pose as well.
So I haven't actually seen what the actual poses are. Sorry when I say like a beauty pageant, but I just think it's making it like, yes, it is easily accessible, but I always prefer bodybuilding for the reason that it wasn't easily accessible and it was kind of separate from it. It wasn't as easy just to jump on stage and compete and stuff. And that was the whole challenge of it, to be a little bit different and a little bit kind of, I'm not going to say a cult sport, which when I started out, it was a little bit, if you went to the gym, it was a little bit weird. You're a bit of a weirdo. If you're a biggish guy, you're a little bit like of an outcast, but now it's better for the gyms. Obviously for myself, who owns a gym as well, we've got more people in the gyms and stuff. But I don't think you have to, just because you go to the gym and you got a teeny little bit of muscle, that you have to kind of jump on stage. Maybe I sound like a bit negative there, but again, Sue, it's just that the contests are long enough already, and literally everybody says that. Like, I don't know a person who doesn't say like, "Oh, that these contests are getting ridiculous," and now we are yet another class on there. Yeah, I get it that they're trying to pull it back. They kind of did it with, the physique guys were getting too big, weren't they? And some of the physique guys were huge. They kind of try to pull that back a little bit.
They put a weight cap.
Now even the classic guys are getting really big as well. So I don't know what they kind of do with they're going to do with the classic situation, because there's some big guys in classic as well. So I don't know. What is the reason why they want to pull it back? Have they made a statement because of why they want to pull it back?
Well, looking from the outside, and I watched an interview that was featured Dan Solomon, who is the president of the Olympia. And him and Jake Wood, they both mentioned about the fact that they are speaking to new sponsors that aren't even in the world of bodybuilding. So these are mainstream sponsors.
Yeah.
They're talking to TV networks. So it does look like there is an element where they're trying to now capture more of our mainstream audience. And when you talk about mainstream audience, you're also then probably looking at, there's a lot of fitness influencers who have great shapes, but wouldn't really cut it if they did a bodybuilding show, because of course there's levels with condition and muscularity, but it's a division that they could easily fall into. And a lot of these influencers have got hundreds of thousands, millions of followers. So it does look like it's one of these where we want to create a division that's going to capture a new audience. It's going to bring in, those fitness enthusiasts and those who are in the gym who maybe not aspire to try and achieve that kind of muscle maturity and condition that you're seeing from other competitors like Ashley Carlwater and Laura Lee. So it does look like it's bringing more competitors in, but at the same time, is it also to try and secure some potential TV network deals or new sponsors to bring in further revenue into IFBB? It's going to be difficult to know until we see the first year of the Fitball division. I guess the next question is going to be, and I had an interview with Steve Weiberger the other day, and he did say, look, this could be the case, that in 2026, you're going to have another version of that, but for the men's division. So something just before men's physique. So, mate, those shows go even longer.
That is going to happen. You can guarantee that's going to happen. I totally get it from a business outlook, and obviously you're bringing more revenue in and bringing kind of mainstream sponsors in, because, bodybuilding brands and stuff don't have the money of, like, for example, like Pepsi or Coke or something like that. I still can't really see it happening to that degree. But hey, who knows? I mean, if it brings more money in for everybody, then great. But it's just, they're going to have to kind of split this stuff into over 2 days, aren't they? It's just going to get so long and so tedious.
Well, that's not going to happen, is it? Because you split over 2 days, then you got to worry about further expenses. That means hiring the venue out twice.
I mean, like I see, if they're kind of bringing that extra millions of sponsors in that they're kind of trying to achieve, then that won't be an issue, will it? It is again, I'm kind of from the bodybuilding era, if you like. I'm not a big fan of it. Doesn't mean it's a good or a bad idea. Just me personally, I'm not a fan of the class that just looks like, it's just like an average person, really, with a little bit of experience in the gym. I don't know. Am I being negative there? What's your?
No, mate. No, I think I'd be very much on the fence of it. I understand obviously completely on the business aspect that there's a lot of people that benefit. Show promoters, more spectators, bikini makers that make bikinis, stage accessories, posing coaches, online coaches. Everyone's going to make more money from it. As long it's all about where that money is going to be distributed. If it's being distributed into further prize money, so prize money is increasing in the pro show, then that's great. Yeah, more prize money is Olympia prize money going to keep going up. I know it was 2.2 million in 2025, in 2024. I think it's going to be the same in 2025 as well. So it's all about, for me, it's about the distribution of the money. I think really anything that inspires people to make a healthier change in their lifestyle, and they want to try it, and yes, it may not be successful, but it inspires them to make a change, can always be a good thing. But once again, it's going to be until we see those first few lineups and we start seeing how the judges judge it and are they consistent with the judging, because this is one where I feel it's so attainable that everyone could look exactly the same. Really, it's going to be
it's going to be very difficult to judge, isn't it? If it's such an attainable look and a kind of, I'm not going to say a watered down look, but how are they going to judge this thing? And I guess we'll just have to see when the first year the first season happens and progresses. See what happens, really. But yeah,
well,
not saying I'm not a fan. It's just it's not my thing.
Yeah.
The shows are already too long. But hey,
Well,
if it
look,
brings a ton more money for everybody else, then hey, go for it.
talking about shows, I mean, when you competed at UKBFF back in 2012, I know, of course, it's very much just UKBFF. Yes, you got NABA, IBFA, and there probably was maybe only one or maybe at most two shows happening on the weekend. And of course, you have to wait to get a result on Flex Magazine, Muscle Fitness. Now, we've got 20-odd federations. We've got multiple shows happening every weekend. I think on one weekend in May, I've counted 9 shows that are taking place in the UK on that single weekend. Something that's happened for 2 years running, and it's happening now for a 3rd year running, is arguably the 2 biggest federations in PC and Two Bros have clashed again when it comes to their British finals. So PC have got announced their date, and of course Two Bros have announced their British finals date as clashing on the same day. And this has now happened for the 3rd year running. I'm keen to hear your thoughts.
Do you think that's a coincidence, or is that just a kind of dick measuring contest? I mean, honestly,
what's your thoughts?
If it was me and I was, the head of a certain federation, I would kind of collaborate and just say, hey, when are you guys having your contest, whatever? We could get them on several weekends. But again, is it a battle of egos? Is it just a coincidence? This was the thing was when I was looking for the Ultraflex Open, I was looking on the calendar to see when a weekend then there wasn't a contest. It's not a whole week. Like we've had contests going on in December, haven't we? So I just picked it like roughly middle of the year, August. Hopefully there's some guys competing. They're already in shape. They're not too concerned about qualifying for another federation. They just want to pick up some prize money and a nice trophy and have a good experience on the day. But yeah, honestly, I think that these guys need to collaborate a little bit more and just. It's because it's not good for the competitors either, is it? It's like, I want to do this one and that one. Oh, I'll have to choose. They shouldn't have to choose between if they can go to the finals or not because they're on the same weekend. It's not good for the competitors, is it really?
Why do you think it's the case? Because it's the 3rd year, and just to add context to it, PCA always announce their dates first, and then Two Bros then announce their finals, which then falls the same weekend. And look, I'm not knocking anything on Two Bros because, like I said, they've done a lot for the bodybuilding, UK bodybuilding in regards to NPC, IFBB has never been bigger in the UK, and that's obviously great work from Ian and the team. Once again, how many IFBB Pro cards have been awarded, creating opportunities, and more people get involved into bodybuilding. And then, of course, these guys are doing multiple shows like my show and like your show, and then, of course, they're doing NPC. So, why is it still happening? Why? Because this feels back to the UK BFF days where UK BFF will try and keep people just to focus on compete with them, nobody else. And now we're at a point where once again we are putting the 2 biggest finals on the same weekend.
So there technically isn't a rule that you can't do both, but they're kind of making it so you can't, if you get what I'm saying. So that happened to me back in the day. I moved over from NABA, and I did the Leeds qualifier after I did NABA Worlds, which qualified me for the finals, UKBFF finals. And I did want to do NABA Universe because it would have been nice to have like Britain Worlds Universe kind of win. But I wasn't allowed to do the NABA Universe because they would have took away my qualification. So I had to miss the universe. And again, so they're not kind of making it a rule that or is it a rule of, can you compete in different federations? I don't know. But if it isn't a rule, they're kind of making it that it is because they're having the contest on the same weekend. Hey, maybe it's just a sheer coincidence. I really don't know. I don't kind of follow it that closely and looking at all the politics and all that kind of stuff. Do PCA and Two Bros not get on, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a sticky situation for the competitors. It's just not fair on the competitors, really.
Okay, look, I want to fire some questions over to you here. These are the ones which are really keen to hear your thoughts on this. So, first one is, if you were to do a UK bodybuilding Mount Rushmore, who would those 4 faces be on that UK bodybuilding Mount Rushmore?
As in from like far back as we like type of thing?
Anybody from the current day to the past, this is your 4.
Yeah, well, you know, my first one's going to be Dorian Yates. So yes, I'm a huge Dorian Yates fan, not just because he's from the UK, not even just for the physique, for the mindset and kind of where he came from, etc. So I'm going to go Dorian Yates. People might kill me for that one because everybody says Ronnie's the GOAT, but then I would go Ronnie.
These are only 4 UK competitors, though.
Sorry, UK.
We're going to keep it with UK.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you did say UK. Sorry. That's a tough one, man. So we got. It's going to be Samson because he's Mr. Olympia. It's going to be Samson.
Samson's on there.
Let me think here.
There's a few names that come to my head.
I'm trying to think of some previous kind of UK past winners of the UK finals who went on to turn pro. You know what? This is not going to be on my Mount Rushmore, but there's one guy who I would like to give an honourable mention to, which I don't think fulfilled his potential. You remember a guy called Grant Thomas from Wales?
Oh, wait, there. Yeah.
He was a freak, man. He won his pro card as a light heavy. I don't know how that guy was a light heavy. He was like graphite bones, but I always remember him. He was very, very impressive. And he did like the night of the champions or something, and he didn't place very well. And I do believe he tore his quad or something, which cut his kind of career a little bit short. But yeah, honourable mention Grant Thomas, who popped into my head. But yeah, after Dorian and Samson, UK guys, obviously Mr. Hollinshead, he's got to be up there. He's doing awesome.
Hollinshead in there.
He's kind of like got some good places at the Arnold and stuff, qualifying for the Olympia. Fourth one.
One more.
I know I've forgot somebody very important here. I'm terrible at this type of stuff.
You have. I don't even mention the name yet. I'm going to let you finish your Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah, Flex. Lewis, Christ, cause Flex. We've got to have Flex in there. Because is he UK? Or he's technically kind of.
Yeah, Wales is part of UK.
Yeah, I always used to wind him up about that because I remember I was back and forth on speaking to him on WhatsApp, and I was like, "Is it British beef or Welsh lamb, Flex?" But yeah, it is technically the UK, isn't it? So yeah,
I mean, he's got American citizenship now.
Yeah, so Dorian, Samson, James, and Flex. Yeah, those are the top 4. Honourable mention for John Hodgson as well. He's fucking nuts and he loves the sport as well. But yeah, look up that guy, Grant Thomas. Yeah, crazy.
Check it out. Next one. Who are the top 3 federations in the UK? 3rd, 2nd, and 1st in your eyes?
Man, honestly, that's an awful question.
And look, there's nothing wrong here because we're talking. There's 20 odd federations. So if you make it the top 3
federations, I wouldn't have a clue what those 20 odd federations are. The main ones, obviously, PCA, NABA, Two Bros. There's so many now, isn't there? Like I get lost with it all.
I mean, look, UK BFF, BPA, FitX, WNBF, BNBF, UK DFBA, WFF. FMG, there's loads, but God, yeah, your top 3 and reason.
I guess we're going to go Two Bros because that is the IFBB pro card. There's no other way around that. So you've got to have Two Bros at the top, and then I would go PCA, and the kind of FitX and NABA are kind of a little bit of a collaboration now, haven't they, with the NABA Universe and stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't hear the best kind of reports from that, so hopefully they can improve this year. I'll still go NABA. That's just kind of a little bit of a personal kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's just because I'm very fond of NABA. I've competed for NABA since I was a teenager, so I really hope NABA can pull it back a little bit. And it is good that they collaborate with other federations and stuff because, as you see, Suli, like people don't want like pictures online like 3 weeks later. They literally want it on there now, and NABA really dealing with the game in that kind of respect, which they have a little bit. I mean, you could come off stage with PCA and your videos on Instagram. It's crazy.
Well, NABA UK is under your ownership in Mark Taylor and Tim. I can't remember his last name. So I know they've actually got their official NABA meeting tomorrow, where they're planning out 2025. So it does look like
Tim Rosiek. Sorry, Tim.
That's it. Yeah, he held the Northwest show, which number-wise looked fabulous, and they've got $5,000 prize money for the Northwest this year. So they're clearly going in the right direction, but it's all great. It all happening on the back end. It's all about the front end. And when I'm talking about front end, it's social media. If you can't relay what's going on and putting good content on your socials, then you're going to miss out on that younger audience, and you're going to still be chasing your over 55, 60s, 65, 70s, and that'll just carry on.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love that Nabbit is old school, like I do like how Nabbit is old school, that they do need to get with the times, unfortunately. And that's not a negative comment. That's just the thing that they need to do. Or it's like, see, we used to have like Nabbit North Britain here, absolutely packed audience, like 1,500 in the audience. Atmosphere was nuts. But unfortunately, it slipped way back. And a lot of it's because the competitors want their pictures, they want the videos, they want a bit of social media kind of exposure type of thing.
I know next year, I don't know if it's Nabbit World or Nabbit Universe, that's taking place up in Newcastle.
Yeah, we have had it in Newcastle before. You know, we
But
had Nabbit Universe before in Newcastle. It was a massive success. So I really don't know why they changed it. I have no idea
Yeah,
why.
it's back next year. This
Jim
year,
changed it.
this year it's in Australia, and they've got it back in Newcastle in 2026. Okay, next one. One thing that you would change in the bodybuilding industry.
Oh, that's a tough one. There's quite.
If you could change one thing for the better for bodybuilding, what would it be?
I think that, and I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon because of the whole coaching thing, what's going on right now, because I'm seeing a lot of that the last week or so, and we discussed it on our podcast last week. I think we kind of need to vet some of these coaches a little bit. I don't know how that would be possible. I know somebody did. It might have been a US site where they started it might be a good idea for you, Suki. They had a website where they had a list of coaches and stuff, and like kind of rated the coach, gives them some background, what clients have had, all that type of thing. Because like literally everybody's a coach now, and some of the advice that I'm hearing is like shockingly dangerous. Like sometimes someone will send me a DM on Instagram, and they'll be, because I've done some coaching. I've coached for, this isn't an advert either, because I rarely open doors because I don't do it full time. I generally do like 15 clients at a time because I'm busy with the gym and the subs and calls and all that kind of stuff. But they'll inquire about some coaching, and I'll ask them to fill out a questionnaire. And one of the questions is, give me some past experience, like what have you been doing type of thing. And it's generally the drug thing that shocks me. Because if I got a guy coming to me who's using like 4,000 milligrams a week of testosterone or whatever, which I have seen, which is absolutely nuts. Like it's going to be hard to work with them and scale that all back, because it's like how have you reached this level of like drug use, and you're like 22 years old and like 190 pounds? Like, where do you go from that? It's crazy. Somehow how we could kind of vet and kind of monitor the coaching situation somehow. Again, it's the internet. There's like thousands of them out there. I don't know how it would be possible. Maybe you could have a website where they listed the top guys or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I put some videos up yesterday from Olympia TV, the interview with Tarek and Chris Cormier, and the coaching was a big subject. And I saw someone made a comment, someone high profile NPC, and they were saying that they were trying to push for a fee to be in play, an annual fee for coaches to pay. And then of course they are the only coaches that could send competitors. It was something ridiculous, because I do see how something like that can be monitored. Because of course then it's like, where's the money going? That money goes to one federation. What if you want to send competitors to another federation? So what if you don't pay this membership, you can't send competitors to this federation? So it does. It's been an issue. It's been something that's been around for a while. My other concern as well is with the football division, that's going to unearth even more coaches, because now you can have the local PT from a gym who has a client over there who maybe looks great for going on holiday, saying, well, yeah, why don't you go and do the show? And you're probably going to see even more coaches now coming out the woodworks. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how we navigate it or kind of police it, but I think it definitely somebody needs to step in and do something about this whole kind of coaching scenario. I'll tell you a quick story. Years ago when I was like, I won't say my age now, but I think I was like 21 or something. I had a gentleman. He was a well-known, because coaching wasn't as well-known back then, 100 years ago. So he came to the gym. I'll tell you his name afterwards. I won't out him on the internet right now. And he said, yeah, great potential. do this, and he wrote it down, and it was a lot of stuff. I mean, for you guys, I don't know if we can talk about drugs and stuff on here. I don't know if that's okay, but it was basically the testosterone alone was like 2.5 grams a week. And you're talking, I'm just like starting here. I'm not at any kind of level or whatever, and I'm just up and coming. Like 100 milligrams of Dynabol a day, just mountains of everything. And luckily, I had a bit of common sense to, question it and I think, hey, that's too much. But some guys don't. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You just, hey, do that. They will do it if they think they're going to be successful. They'll do anything you say just to kind of win a trophy. It's madness, honestly. It is. Some of the stuff I see when I get DMs on Instagram, I think it's like, is it a joke? Like first contest using like DNP, like it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Mental.
That is basically the one thing that I would change, and it's more of people, competitors, clients. They're the ones paying the coaches to have a spine or have the confidence to ask questions. Like if someone's telling you to take something and you don't know why, then ask the question. Is to always ask whatever. If it's something that they're asking you to take or to do, and you're unsure, you need to be educated and ask the question. Keep asking away. That's where your coach is for. And the only way you're going to know if it's maybe the right direction is you need to ask people. I think people they'll be given a plan or maybe take this and that, and they'll think, well, okay, well, the coach said take this and that, let's just go do it. Which is probably why maybe you're seeing a lot of younger people now turn into the gear straight away, rather than try and fulfill the potential naturally. Because of course, right now people do want to get those quick wins, those quick results. When you start seeing more people get IV Pro cards at 21, 22, 23, people they want to get their pro card just as quick. It's not like back maybe when you competed where you've had to do multiple shows, years and years until you get there. Now we're seeing people get pro cards after year one, and now that's the benchmark for people is get my pro card. And I'll do whatever I got to do to get it.
Yeah, and the kind of the quick overnight success guys generally kind of disappear as well. That's what I've noticed kind of over the years. Again, they just kind of disappear on the wayside. But yeah, it is crazy. It's mainly the drug side of things that people are kind of way overdoing it. From what I've experienced from messages I'm getting, like people are quit filling out my questionnaires. Sometimes I'm pretty gobsmacked. It's crazy, man. So, but again, I don't know how that would be policed unless you have some coaches who are. I mean, I have seen this a couple of times where people are being called out online. But yeah, maybe that's something for somebody looking to kind of, hey, maybe create that website. I don't know what happened to that website actually. I might just check to see if it's still around. I think it was something called Vet Your Coach or something like that. It was a great idea. I'm assuming it didn't take off if I haven't heard from it since.
And I'll see it. Let's finish on a positive. What is your favorite thing about the UK bodybuilding scene right now? What's a positive that you think that makes you feel positive about the UK bodybuilding industry, that we're going in the right direction? What is that one thing?
I think we've got some really good guys coming through. Again, I discussed this on our podcast with Leroy, Dan, and Mr. Hollinshead. I think it was last week or the week before. The UK scene does. I mean, again, as much as we've got like lots of pro cards or whatever, we do have some real solid guys up and coming who could eventually get to the Olympia stage and do some damage. So it's great to see, because we did go through a little bit of a quiet spell for a while. There wasn't any kind of names that kind of jumped out. But like I said, you got Nick, who hasn't turned pro. I think he'll do well as a pro.
Who are the ones you think who could push pro status in 2025?
Well, yeah, my main pick was Connor, but he isn't competing in 2025. So I tell you, who's made some great improvements from what the big man upstairs has given him is Nathan Styles. I think he's worth an honourable mention.
Here we go.
Don't get me wrong, he didn't place as fantastic as he would like to, but from what he has been to where he stepped up to, like last year, I think that guy made some crazy improvements.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm sure Nathan himself will tell you himself he hasn't got the greatest of structure and he has a few flaws and stuff, but from what he's done, from what the big man upstairs has given him, he's done a great job. Myself and Dan were discussing this a couple of weeks back.
All you can do is live up to your potential on what God's given you.
Not
he's definitely one of those.
Have flex wheeler shape and Dorian Yates granite hardness, for what the guys been given. He's doing a great job, to be fair.
What
And he
about
loves it as well, and he's putting a lot of good positive info out there as well, isn't he? So
100%? What about those who haven't got a pro card? Those amateur competitors, who are the ones where you feel that they could be pushing for the pro card in 2025?
definitely Nick, and I'm going to give my friend, I'm not being biased here, Mr. McNabb. He's competing this year. He's going to do something back end of the year.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
The Bristol Mess. Yeah,
when's
very quiet on socials.
When's he competing?
We haven't decided 100% yet, but it'll be something back end of the year. Probably the Arnold. I know the Arnold UK is going to be a thing back end of the year, isn't it? So I know it hasn't been announced yet, but I was speaking to somebody. It was somebody, I can't really mention it on here. Someone from DY Nutrition wanted to do something with Arnold. But yeah, Dan's got a really nasty looking physique, and he's been very close as well.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, what are you going to say?
Yeah, he's just very quiet. He just likes to train. He doesn't put himself out there on social media. And again, I'm not saying because you have to go on social media and tag all the federations and stuff, but I did say to Dan that the contests are so busy right now. You got to let people know that you're coming, so they're looking out for you, because there's many times I've had guys like years ago do the Arnold Ohio or something, and it's just you're on and off quarter turn. Like you're on stage for like 5 seconds, so you got to let them know you're coming. You got to let them know to look out for you, type of thing. And you know, if they give you a good look in, your physique will do the talking. But yeah, Dan needs to get a little bit busy on the socials, get a bit of training stuff up there, and I think he is as well. So if you listen to this, Dan, get your tripod out and let us know you're coming, man.
You gotta build hype. Well, I know some people like to be some people like to be a ninja and like stay under the radar, just turn up. I know. I mean, look, back in your day, mate, when maybe social media was still growing, there's no way you're gonna know maybe some of the people that are gonna be turning up, especially if they are coming from different cities, going to maybe a regional in your neck of the woods or of course British finals. You kind of know who's be turning up. But obviously these days, right now, everyone kind of makes public the show they're competing in, and you already can see the how the physique is looking like leading up to the show. But yeah, definitely. So you're saying he's looking at the Arnold Classic? Did you say?
Yeah, it's going to be something back end of the year. He's hanging around about 300 right now. He's going to start bringing it down. So not the days of being Dorian Yates and just coming out of the shadows. That's very rare now, isn't it? It's those days are gone, I think, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately and not unfortunately, it's a kind of a mixed bag, isn't it?
Well, talk about the Arnold.
I used to like those days where you didn't know he was competing in the show, and you used to hear that like, oh yeah, I saw so-and-so in the gym and he had 25-inch arms and he was weighing like 270 pounds shredded, and then like he turned up on the day and he was actually absolutely rubbish. But it got in your head and it made you train harder, and it just kind of psyched you out a little bit. Now you just see everybody every day now, so it kind of takes away a little bit of the excitement, I think.
If you were competing like back way back in the day, but you're competing now, do you think you would be active on social media, showcasing your physique, getting closer to a show, or would you be keeping undercover and just wait till show day?
Well, I was kind of active on social media. I had a contract with Farmer Freak. I don't know if you remember those guys.
Yeah, of course.
In my contract, I had to do like 2 YouTube videos a week and stuff, and post like so many pictures and stuff. But generally, I would post the minimum kind of what I needed to, and I've always been the same. I just prefer to cover it when I'm training. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird thing where back in the day everybody did that. It was strange. Like you saw it, even some of these guys had a hoodie on. Nowadays, you got guys walking around with a vest on and it's like -5. But it's a weird thing. It's if you ask any of the old school guys, it was always like big sweatshirts, hoodie on. Nobody showed you what they look like. I don't know whether that was a conscious thing or it's just a bit different now. Again, I'm not saying it's better or worse, just different. But yeah, I prefer to stay covered up. It kind of puts me off if I was training and I would kind of look in the mirror like, nah. Very hypercritical, the old school guys. Like, you know, oh, this looks shit, whatever. Nowadays, I think guys, somebody said there's the reverse mirror. That's not a dig. It just, it's a different scene now. It is a different scene now.
Well, lovely. It is. And I don't say to a lot of people, look, bodybuilding, it keeps evolving. And with that evolving, so does social media. The people that it brings in is just something where hopefully a lot of people can stay, you want to stay relevant. You still want to have your place in bodybuilding because look, for yourself, you've got so much knowledge and so much to give. That's great to see you're involved. You brought the Ultraflex Open, and look forward to see what that brings to the table in August, on August 30th for this year. And hopefully, of course, like look, you say you're still working with clients as well. You're working with Dan, these are two his shows for the back end of the year. So it's good to hear that obviously you're still heavily involved in all different parts of bodybuilding. And of course, you've got the Ultraflex Durham Gym as well.
Yeah. Yeah, just because I'm not competing anymore doesn't mean I'll always be involved in the sport. I'll always, train.
Well, you got the podcast as well. Go your YouTube.
Yeah, we're doing lots of stuff. We're kind of the podcast thing. We're saying podcasters. We kind of just messed around like the past year, but we are going to like take it up a little notch this year. So you have to come on. Actually, seriously, since I've come on here, you're gonna have to come on our podcast and we'll grill you with some questions as well. But yeah, you guys are doing a great job with content. I'll give you applause for that. Like every day I see something interesting on your page and stuff. You are doing a great job. So fair play.
Well, you know what, mate? It's like I chose to stop LFMUK, but I started back in 2017. This last year, it's all year, I was thinking, you know what, I might choose move away from shows because I just felt like it was so saturated. There was such a fight to get compared to compete at your show because really there are a ton of vision on focusing. I'm going to get my IP Pro card or I'm going to focus on PCA.
Yeah.
More people now competing abroad, pro qualifiers, because there's so many shows every weekend to compete in to get your pro card. So you're seeing your numbers dwindle. And I was thinking, look, do I stay of being one of 20 federation shows in the UK, or do I create a channel where I can be one of one? There is no UK bodybuilding news channel. There are American ones, there's Middle Eastern ones, but can I do something different and be creative with it to hopefully try and do something different for the UK industry? And thankfully, obviously, it all took off, and it's good timing that I did it in October because, of course, we had Olympia, Chris Bumstead's last Olympia as well. So I got to take advantage of that engagement and that viewership. And now it's every month there seems to be more opportunities coming forward. I've had my wrist slapped a few times by some federations. I've reached out and not happy with what I've said, and also some other big names in the IFBB pro world who maybe not happy about certain captions that have their own media outlets, but it's all fun and games.
Hey, you're all good. You can't please everybody. It's just the way it is. And like you say, as long as you're telling the truth and you're being honest, then you can't go wrong, can you? Really, somebody might not be happy about it, but as long as you're not making a bullshit clickbait, what's false news and all that kind of stuff. From what I can see, you just put out the real honest stuff, so you can't go wrong that way. Hey, everybody's gonna like it, but never mind.
Yeah, mate. The aim is still not forget the roots and focus on the UK bodybuilding. And not just NPC, IFBB, PCA, but all federations. I've actually got an interview with Anth Bailes tomorrow, and it's all about just making sure we give all the federations a platform, and hopefully, they take advantage and the industry keeps thriving. But look, Anth, I really appreciate your time, mate. And yeah, man, just let me know when you want me to jump on and grill me with any questions.
Thanks for having me on. I'll shoot you an email. We can get you one 100%. And I think Forever Hardcore channel. We can shoot some shit on there, yeah?
Good man. All right, buddy. You take care of yourself.
All right, thanks, man. Good night. Take it easy. Bye.